Welcome back to another weekly recap. So in this week of September 22nd, we got quite a lot of news going on throughout the week. There are some FOMC and unemployment claims that's coming out. So we'll take a look on what I took the trade this week and what I was looking for each day of top-down analysis. So one thing to highlight this week, I didn't even place. There wasn't too many trade, but when the trade comes, it's pretty obvious. And hopefully you took the same trade as well. Well, the trade that was the displacement. Okay, so jumping in. So this is the weekly high and weekly low of last week, and then this purple pink line, the pink line is the weekly opening gap. So jumping into 4-hour chart, okay, this is what I'm looking at. So let me erase last week, so it's not important. So these are kind of key highlighted area that I was looking at. So on Monday, going in, what I was looking at is I want this water block, and also there's a 1-hour fair value gap around here. I want to see it get respected. So going to 30 minutes over here. This is on Monday. The interest zone that I was looking at is around this low over here. This is my point of interest for Monday. So when the price gapped up, I was hoping I can get some sort of retracement back into here, but you can see the price just move without pulling back whatsoever. So on this day, there was no trade for me, ideally, but I wanted my entry was while waiting for us here. So my limit order was around here, but there was no entry to take. And then on Tuesday, we can take a look going to the higher time frame. So on Tuesday, what I'm looking for is I want the price to fill this gap all the way down here. And one thing to highlight I'm looking at is using volume profile. Let me go down 30 minutes. So volume profile, there's a lot of accumulation zone of low volume nodes that I'm looking at here outside. So these are essentially the volume high, the volume low that I have no interest in. So I want the price to ideally retrace to somewhere back down here, and then this align with previously the Monday 30 minutes interest area. So I was looking at here. I did get a entry, but it was very, very late. It's around 2 around here. So jump into the 5 minutes. So into here, I got a fill around here. And then my stop was at this low. So this is the Monday Asia Linden low, and then I want to target for these accumulation up here for like roughly 2 hour, roughly 2.6 hour trade. So when we first came down, I did get a strong reaction to bounce, which was looking good, but then it started chopping around all the way for the next, essentially all the way till market close, which is 2 hour. It went nowhere, and then I essentially just put my stop loss at break even. So this day I just took a break even trade on this. I didn't trade over market because I didn't feel this had enough momentum to continue upwards, and if it does struggle overnight, I think we might see lower. So this bring us to the next trade on Wednesday, which is a lot of traders have made mistakes on continue looking for long on this day. This day you should not have looked for any long. I'll point out reason why. Reason one is, as we mentioned, when you came down to the zone, ideally if you have strong buyer institution coming in, you want to see a strong reaction. You do not want to see consolidation around here. So we saw consolidation on Tuesday, even during the pre-market, after hours and going to pre-market within Asia's. There was a lot of consolidation, which is flat. These are signs that you want to wait either a confirmation to continue higher or go lower. And then another one I was taking a look at is volume profile again. Jumping to so you can see Tuesday volume profile, there is a huge low volume nodes around here. Okay, so what that tells me is if it refuses to move past this volume nodes here, what it will fail, which is it did, will attract towards the agreed price, which is the point of control, which means that the market deemed this area and also 70% of the price that's traded is a fair share price of the current target. So once this volume node is shared here in the morning session, and you can also post a YouTube shorts on this, I literally start looking for shorts during the pre-market hours, and then when the market opened, this is ideally exactly what I was looking for. I have my limit entry placed around here, so also aligning with the fair value gap. So there is a 30 minutes fair value gap going here, aligning with order block as well, and also OTE. So this was just perfect clean trade, right? This day ended up being like 15 RR. Obviously, I didn't catch any of that. I mean, not any of it, but not the whole bread. I left a lot on the table. I caught roughly around here, so 4 RR with partial. Even though say 4.3, 4.5 is roughly with all the partial averaged out to 4 RR. So this was a very, very, very easy trade. I mean, if you look at 5 minutes, how efficient this price is. Tapped it, go went straight down, consolidate a little bit, and then another leg down. Okay, so moving back into the next day. This day, a little bit regret not trading this day. So I have everything aligned, but I didn't place a trade because it was past noontime. I did wait for the trade, but it didn't pan out around the same macro time I wanted. So going into Thursday, which is another clear entry trade, we have market structure break, the market structure shift or changes their delivery essentially on Wednesday. This basically give me a formulation that we're gonna move lower to seek this low or at least this zone here. All right, so this order block of 4 hours and also this fair value gap of 4 hours. This is ideally what we're aiming for. So on this day, when moving in, I want to see price going back into the pre-market session that it has built to here, and you can see there's using volume nodes, there's a low volume nodes here. So once it's consolidated, I know the price wants to seek lower, but my entry point when market open is all the way down here. This is way, way, way too low. This is not ideal entry. So what I was waiting on is I want to retrace back into the OTE zone and also around this order block area. So I had my order set here, and then my stop is at this high. So this day the stop is a little bit bigger, but it still give you a nice 2 hour trade, more than 2 hours, roughly 2.8 hour trade if you did take the trade on this. But one thing that I regret not taking, not waited a little bit longer, is when I saw this consolidating and then have the reversal, it's already close to lunchtime, going to noon. I usually don't trade past macro time of 9:10 to 10:50, and usually on this day I give it a little bit more to 11:30. And when I saw this filling to gap lower or higher, I just call it a day. I didn't bother trading it, but literally at noontime around 12-ish, 11:50 going to 12, it tapped it. So I guess I should have just, should have, doesn't really matter, but I could have just left my entry here and then just leave it, and then left it even just for a 2 hour trade. So this is a learning lesson that when you have a such obvious clean trade like this, just leave in a limit order, and then set your profit and stop loss and just walk away. Even though I have to walk away from my computer, I should have just left it here. So this was a easy trade, but end up not taking any. And then today going over, today is a painful day. Even though not taking a loss, it feels like it's more painful than taking a loss. So here, when we went down here on yesterday, I want to highlight something here. We failed to break lower, and then on ES we have a SMT form on a higher time frame. Okay, so going into Friday here, looking at 4 hours, I'm seeing it's respecting this order block yesterday, and also is forming a new order block around here. So this is my point of interest. My point of interest, and going down to up to 30 minutes. So when I first came in today, I want to look for entry around here, and the price is already here in the pre-market. So my set of order was OTE around here, and then I just placed my limit order as always at the price here. So going down to 5 minutes, place my order around here. There is roughly a fair value gap here, and then I stop at this low, so it was roughly like a 59 point stop, and then my target up here at this height, so exactly 2R. And this is painfully to watch because owl was literally, let's say this is roughly 120 and this is 106, so I was about 10 points away from my target's profit, and then it just came all the way down. That's it. So this could have been a ideal trade for me, but after seeing how it played out today, just a manipulative day, it came down, left those equal high, relative equal highs, came down, grabbed these, swept this low, or continue higher. Could I have traded, take this long as well? So from here, and move my stop, and then face the highs. Yes, I could, but for this day, it's on Friday. From Friday, typically don't want to give any profit back, so just call it a day here. Didn't work out, but overall, this week has been pretty good in the sense that the trade is pretty clear. Besides Monday, Tuesday, there's not much trade, and about Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, to take a trade is pretty obvious. But Friday, unfortunately, it didn't pan out the way I wanted. Got close to it, but not all the trade always work out. So something to keep mental notes. Maybe should have take some partial here. The reason being, also I wasn't really paying attention, is there was a SMT platform with ES. There was SMT form ES. I probably should have taken that as a note to take some profit off the table, but it's okay. We're focusing. We have 2 more days next week before end of September, and then going to October. But right now, overall, going to next week, what I'm looking for is new weekly highs form, new weekly lows form. What I want to see is this range to continue to hold. See if price will open. Let me mark this. So if the price will aim for this high up here, okay, I want to see if the price going into Monday will hold this zone here, which is a key zone, and then with this new market structure shift, there is a market structure shift on the 4 hours, and also there's a giant doji here, so a lot of big buyers stepped in over here. I want to see this low to see if it continue to get protected. If it does, I want to see to reach for these relative equal low resistance liquidity. So all these liquidity that's building up here, so all these here have liquidity here, liquidity here, liquidity all the way at top. I want to see if it's going to at least reach for this zone here before bouncing back. So what I'm looking really is respect the zone, continue, grab this, and then bounce back higher, and then maybe lower, trace lower, and then grab this low down here before going back up. So end of this going to all the way to November. This is what I'm anticipating. I don't think we'll get a new high in October, considering we have so much momentum built, a little bit overextended. And if you look at the 12 hours, it's literally just a straight line. So I'm thinking forming down in the bigger picture, going up, roughly rebalance to 60 OT zone before going back up higher. Okay, so you have, let me remove this. You have roughly toe leg into at least the 50%. Then you have back up to OTE, rebalance, and you have rebalanced back into OTE around here before grabbing this new high. Yep, don't expect the price to move efficiently just to we have list low and just break out high. And even for 12-hour here, so this is 12-hour, you can see there is a huge seller block around here, and there is huge periodic gap and inversions around up here. So there's gonna be a lot of selling pressure when they touch around this. Let me see, Q4A1 1 to roughly 24911. You will have a lot of seller pressure stepping in. So once it reaches here, I will start looking, paying attention to see if there's any short opportunities. And then if there's no sharp opportunities, if I want to go long, I want to see some sort of confluence and consolidation before taking a long trade. All right, that's it for this week. Stay safe. Happy trading.